Good evening and welcome to Lancaster University 3G pitch. We are here for the Conference Plate quarter-final matchup between Lancaster firsts and Leeds seconds. Henry, welcome down.
Thank you, Greg. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Looking forward to this one. Should be a good one.
I think
it'll be the lights, a good spectacle.
Very, very good game. Hope for a cracker here. Leeds, I believe, won the previous game of this doubleheader 12-5 earlier, 4:30 kick-off. So just about to kick off now here. Kick off.
Another chance for Leeds to apply some pressure here. Lancaster with a tidy ball just inside their own 22. Spetch whips it out to his forwards on the right hand side and another gain of 5 metres. Lancaster edge outside their own 22. Spetch with the ball at the back of the ruck. Opts to kick into the night sky, into the lights.
Taken confidently under the high ball there, brought back forward. Kind of the early game plan, see from Lancaster, give it to the forwards and then kick over the top.
Early penalty for Leeds, not releasing Lancaster at the ruck there, just inside the Lancaster half, about 10 metres in from the far touch line.
Interesting one here. The winger, Callahan, number 14, is their kicker.
With good reason, as he nudges it deep into Lancaster's 22, and the line out on the far side. Ball seems to have disappeared over the fence. Drop a break in play, whilst we find another one.
Quick run through for the teams then, starting with the away side. Number 1 Perkins, number 2 Alberto, number 3 Langford, number 4 Gunningham, number 5 Woodley, number 6 Bromley, number 7 Atwell, number 8 Welton, scrum half is Kirkby, number 10 is Joyce, number 11 Luthwaite, number 12 Craig Beeston, number 13 Redfern, number 14 Callahan, number 15 Thompson, and then
Leeds rolling towards the try line. Got an obstruction penalty, it looks like, on the far side. And a scrum to
Lancaster will be very happy with that. The first line out they've dealt with effectively. We'll see if it'll be the battle of the packs today or the battle of backlines.
We'll give you a full run through of the Lancaster team when we get another break in play. There's this Lancaster scrum on their own 5 metre line. Reset the scrum. Bit of a wheel. The referee looking to just set up nicely for the scrum. Always a key part of the game. This scrum.
Be interesting to see how the different surface plays tonight as well. Obviously, on the grass they may see the scrums kind of have a bit of issue holding up, but today with the grippier surface it may be less of an issue here.
Scrum goes down again, commentator's curse. And we'll reset for a third time.
Lancaster most likely will be looking to get the ball off the park here when they secure the ball at the back.
We'll brief run down of the front row on the back for Lancaster. Lawrence Fuller, prop, Ringer, Hooker, Dennis Soto at tight head prop. The scrum resets. Motion picked up at the back by Lawrence. Gains another 5 yards and just sets up a bit of extra kicking room for his scrum half Spetch, who box kick, finds touch just outside their own 10 metre line. And a rundown of the rest of the Lancaster team in the second row: Horton and Lyle, back row Pycroft at blind side, Bolt at open side, Lowndes at number 8, halfbacks Spetch and McDonald, and wingers Peters and Birch on the right wing, centres Reynolds and Marshall, and fullback is Nelson. Just looking for a touch judge by the looks of things. It's escaped the referee's attention in the first 5 minutes. Practice line out whilst we find a lines judge. Leeds throwing just inside the Lancaster 10 metre line, is short to the front. There's a little knock on there at the front of the line out. Referee playing advantage to Lancaster. Spetch looks to use his forwards, but it is a knock on, and we'll come back to the Lancaster scrum. KG opening 5 minutes, Henry.
Definitely, yeah. Not seen much action for the wide men yet so far. Involved in a few scrums and line-outs, but nothing for the outside backs to really enjoy so far. Big crowd gathering on that far side now as well.
A good turnout from, I think, some of the Leeds boys that were playing in the first match have stayed down to watch their twos play.
Dominant scrum there from Lancaster.
Just wheels and couldn't quite get it out in time, so the referee's going to reset once again.
Early stages here, seems that Lancaster have the edge on the pack. Yet to see the backs really utilise the ball yet, but the game's not really allowed them with knock-ons and line-outs so far. Hopefully Lancaster will be looking to get the ball out wide here, test the wingers. Scrum's reset again.
It's a good job we're playing on artificial, that's all I could say. Can you imagine if we were playing on the grass?
Oh,
There's been all
wow.
sorts of bother with these packs so far. This is once again the Northern quarter-final, Northern Plate quarter-finals, with a trip to Northumbria seconds awaiting the winner, who got past Sheffield Hallam earlier this afternoon. 43 points to 31.
Turnover from the scrum here. Taken in by Craig Beeston there. Oh, penalty to Leeds now.
Again, the Lancaster tacklers not releasing, not giving the Leeds player a chance to release the ball, and looks like Leeds will opt for a try at goal here. 30 yards out, fairly central. A little bit of breeze around tonight. Cold more of a factor than breeze.
He's kicking into a slight breeze though. Joyce will be the one to attempt a goal. Kind of got a Johnny Wilkinson-esque style going on here.
Mirror image with the right foot. The kick sails just to the right hand side of the post.
22 drop out for Lancaster now as Leeds reorganise.
Slight wobble early on for the kicker. The 22 drop out is mishandled by the prop, but the referee judges it to go backwards. Gives the chance of the Leeds back to first real goal at the Lancaster back line.
Taken in by the boys in the front line.
Pass gets a little look.
Handling error there by Atwell. Forces the knock on.
Good line pressure from Ringer there, the hooker. Pressure as Spetch looks to find some space in behind. Kicks away the advantage, and Leeds have another chance to come again.
Interception there by Craig Beeston. It's all happening now.
Spetch uses the right hand side, and it's the number 8 Lowndes will take it in just outside the Leeds 22. Spetch looks to come left. Brings it right to Lyle, who's gobbled up by 2 Leeds Griffins in centre field. Actually looks to the right hand side, uses his forward again, brings Lawrence full of the loose head into the game. Spetch fast ball again, able to find Birch on the far side, but a little knock on there from the Lancaster winger. And Leeds will have a chance to clear their on lines once again.
Few forward phases here, it looks like, by Leeds before they'll inevitably kick the ball off, and referees called it back for the knock on. Another scrum here. Leeds put in. Put in there by Kirkby. Passes to his 10. Ball out the back. Interesting that Leeds will run from their own 22. Passes to the winger. Unlucky there to not keep it in. Handling error, and it goes out for a line out.
Good opportunity wasted by Leeds there. Looked to have the numbers out on this near hand side. The pass went awry. Lancaster opts for the scrum.
It's a no-brainer really after Lancaster's early pressure with the scrum, I'd say.
Not sure the neutral fan will be too impressed with another scrum, but we'll see if we can get away first time here. We Spetch the 9 to feed his forwards. Still 0-0 here at Lancaster in the 3G. Good scrum.
Dominant scrum here from Leeds. Much to the anger of the Leeds players, a re-scrum.
Leeds ball, I think.
Turnover to Leeds, yes. Kirkby now with the ball in his hands, ready to feed.
Tough work for the front row early in this one.
Maybe that last play is a sign of things to come from Leeds. Running deep from their own half may see a running game implemented more than a pick and drive style of play.
Well contested scrum here. It seems to spun the full 90 degrees, and the referee is still happy for Leeds to use it there. Turnover from Lancaster. Few unruly voices from the Leeds supporters. I'm sure if there was a little hand on the floor there, but kicked away to Leeds anyway.
Well taken up by Joyce there. And now break here for the number 8 Welton. Brought down by their fullback though.
Good line speed again from Lancaster here, but Leeds could have the numbers on the far side. Little handling error again is just going to cost Leeds possession of the ball there. Story of the match so far, I think, Henrik.
Yeah.
Couple knock-ons in costly errors with sides looking to have good opportunities to get on the board.
All a bit scruffy on the floor, I think, Greg, at the moment. Bit panicky in that last few phases by Leeds, kind of trying to panic, ship it wide quite quickly, and it's ultimately cost them with another knock-on. Free kick given to Leeds. No penalty.
Trying to knock the ball away there, still from the scrum half. Spetch. And an extra 10 yards, so the referee has a quick word with Spetch and the captain. Can sympathise with the number 9 there, having played at scrum half myself. I think I see myself in a very similar position, frustrated with his forward pack. And little lapse of concentration gives away 10 yards.
Interesting that they've opted for another scrum, Greg.
Hardly surprising, I think, with the way the scrum's been going for Leeds, with the dominant one against the head just in front of us a couple of moments ago. A good attacking platform here for Leeds, just inside the Lancaster 22.
Well round by Spetch there.
Leeds still with the ball on the far side.
Good step inside by Callahan there. Leeds again with the ball at the back of the ruck. Back inside to the inside centre, who makes a few yards there. Dummy runner runs through. A good carry again by the Leeds forward. Kirkby goes sniping round the edge of the ruck there, which signals a pick and drive from his front men. Leeds still in possession, gaining quite a few yards at the moment, and a penalty given away by Lancaster off the feet. And this one most likely will be slotted through the post, you'd hope, as a Leeds fan.
Again, scruffy from Lancaster on the floor there, giving away a cheap penalty. You see them just gradually gaining yards on the 5th and 6th phase, the Leeds forwards, and ultimately the indiscipline is going to cost Lancaster here, as they look to go for a scrum rather than a penalty shot at goal. Sign of things to come, maybe, Henry.
Not bothered about the 3, clearly. Looking for the 5 and then a hopeful conversion, definitely.
The wind has just dropped here, so whether it's maybe a change of tactics following the early missed kick.
Leeds very much looking like the dominant side at the moment, though, it must be said. Kirkby, ball in hand, taps his loose head. Held well at the back by Welton. Shipped out a lovely kick into the corner.
Recovered well by Birch on the far side and tapped down with him behind his own try line. It'll be a Lancaster 22 dropout, which relieves a bit of the pressure there on the home side. Still 0-0 if you're just joining us. Well, just over 15 minutes gone in this quarter-final matchup between Lancaster first and Leeds, University of Leeds second team.
Well controlled there by the winger, Callahan. Shipped over to the left-hand side. Another handling error, Greg.
Another handling error. Let's see if there's a chance for Lancaster to play a bit of advantage here. Nelson picks up just outside his own 22. There's a little darting run, but the referee is going to bring a halt to play and judge that there is no advantage, no real advantage there for the home side, and we'll bring it down back for yet another scrum. Lancaster scrum just outside, just inside their own half. The crowd continues to swell on the far side. Good numbers down on a chilly Wednesday evening. Dispatch to feed the scrum. We get underway once again. Nope, might have jinxed that one.
Another commentator's curse again. Just seem to not be able to get this scrum completely right so far, either team. A lot of resets at the scrum so far.
Stop start. I expected with playing on the 3G to be a bit of a faster game this evening, but maybe once we can get the scrum sorted, we'll be away. Spetch will try again feed the scrum as it goes down, and the referee's going to give that penalty to Lancaster there. We're going to have a quick word with the forwards here. Does need sorting out, the referee. We've had quite a few stoppages as a result of ill discipline at the scrum.
Another 10 yards gain there. Kirkby trying to take the ball out of Spetch's hands, and it's ultimately cost him another 10 yards.
1 for 1 there. Each side giving away a little 10 yards. It's going to be McDonald to look to nudge it into the corner and see if he can set up an attacking line-out position for his forwards. Another kick just inside the 10-metre line over there on the far side. A little stoppage in play there. I think Redfern was struggling with a little bit of a hit that he must have taken in midfield. Complaining of some dizziness over to the side of one of the stoppages at the scrums earlier. It's been assessed. He's going to be happy to continue. The coach is happy for him to play on, and we'll have a line out on the far side to Lancaster. We ring her to feed the line out. Stolen by Leeds and tapped back into the one try line. And
good carry there by Callaghan as Lancaster scramble their defence, but Joyce cuts inside back to his forwards. Interesting over the top pass. Oh, looks like a high tackle there. Advantage, yes, high tackle.
Nice shot there from Barrett on the left-hand side. The referee continues to play the penalty advantage. He sees no more advantage there. He's going to bring it back for penalty. Quick word. Oh. So he's just getting a little chip in centre field. One of our boys to go and fetch that. Where Leeds line out on the Lancaster 10-metre line.
Alberto with a chance to find his jumpers from the line out here. To the front of the line out. Secured and shipped out. A little chop inside. Back to Craig Beeston, who bounces off his defender first try. Again out to the left. Another jink inside by Joyce. Nearly through there, Greg. Men out right. Men out right. Just in the corner. Probably only 1 metre out now. Joyce signalling to his men. Pass out to the flanker. Refused. Try. Welton underneath the posts, or just about, just to the right hand side. 5-0 Leeds, and you can't say they didn't deserve it so far, Greg.
It's all a good little piece of play there, interlinking with the half-backs in centre field that ultimately caused the break. And then Lancaster were always struggling to get numbers back on this near side on the Lancaster left. And ultimately a couple more phases and the number 8 goes in just to the right-hand side of the posts. A fairly straightforward conversion attempt. It's slotted through by Joyce, and it's a 7-0 lead for the away side. over 20 minutes gone in this quarter-final matchup. Lancaster University first team 0, University of Leeds seconds 7.
Come on, boys, back in the game. Heads up, heads up.
McDonald together is underway again.
Now we start.
A high kick challenge there and secured by Atwell. Forwards clear the ruck there and taken in by the number 8 Welton. Shipped out wide to the left to Callaghan. Jinks beats his man but is brought down, and it's a line out on the far side, just about on the 10-metre line for Lancaster.
Good defence there from Lancaster. Important that they could stop that one early before it gained more momentum, especially having just gone behind there. Important that they can get a good, well set line out here and maybe create some attacking pressure of their own.
Good fresh.
It's going to be winger for feed. Forwards on the far side there, as long as Fuller brings it over the halfway line.
Another handling error, and it's back with the men in green. Possession changes hands again, and it's back with the Lancaster fullback. Takes 2 men on and beats them both. Lancaster still with possession, going through with their big boys at the front as it's taken in again. Spetch secures the ball. A little fumble there, but still got position and an advantage to the Lancaster now as the boys in red move forward. The inside centre does well with a great offload to the hooker. Just unlucky there. No advantage and brought back for the penalty.
It's going to be McDonald as he looks to find an attacking platform for his forwards once again. He'll line up just outside the Leeds 22 actually. There.
Line out here with the hooker Ringer. It goes to the back and unfortunately it's missed and brought forward by the men in green. Box kick by the number 9 there. It's a good chase but taken confidently by Birch. Looked like he was holding on the ground there, but Spetch finds his number 8 who offloads to the flanker. Spetch again, ball in hand, finds McDonald, out the back. And another missed possession, and it's back with Leeds. As Leeds now look to use the ball effectively. Turnover to the Lancaster boys, and the crowd have definitely taken that one well. Crowd's developing nicely, they've got a trumpet and the songs are flowing already. Another scrum. And another put in for Spetch here. Spetch, ball in hand. Packs engage and it wheels again, and unfortunately it's another reset.
It's not working.
Spetch, ball in hand. Ball is there to be used. Avoids the tap from the scrum half. Jinks inside. Marshall. And another scrum to Lancaster. Knocked on in the tackle. Lancaster not really managed to get a grip in the game so far as they would have liked to. Not really had a great territory and been able to play with the ball as much as they wanted to. The interruptions kind of really stopping their implemented game plan that they're probably trying to put into play. But the winning of these scrums will give them a confidence boost, definitely. Just another commentator's curse there as a free kick is given to Leeds. An early push. Time off here. Injury to the fullback, I believe. Nelson. Cramping up a bit, I believe. As the players refuel and regroup and have a bit of a chat from their coaches. Lancaster, the forwards seem to have a bit of a big chat here from their coach, as the fullback Nelson is attended to. The trumpet sparks up again with a rendition of Tequila on the far side from us and the camera. Nelson looks okay to carry on here, and play will be resumed with a free kick to Leeds. Kirkby, ball in hand, finds his big runners. Kirkby again with the ball, shipping it out to the left. Another handling error, and it's back with the boys in red. Lancaster, Spetch, make sure he gets that ball, and it's offloaded to Dennis Soto. Spetch with a little box kick over the top. Ball bobbling, and then a handling error there from Leeds, not where you want to have another one there. Lancaster number 13 with his hands on the ball, shipped out to the hooker. Ringer makes a few yards, still going before he's brought down. Again, no advantage coming from there, and we'll be heading back over to just right of centre for a scrum. On the 22. Lancaster seem to be missing that kind of spark, that kind of edge in the middle of the park with their heavy runners, and then shipping it out wide just seem to not really be able to find the gap so far when they have ball in hand. As the scrum is reset another time. Common issue of this game is the scrum so far, as it seems. Referee again talking to the front rows of each team, trying to sort this scrummage issue out. Spetch feeds the scrum, held at the back and brought forward. Penalty to Leeds. Not releasing in the ruck there, and Lancaster again will be in. Scrum. Alberto there, being able to gain order to his forwards, what line out he would like to have. As we've lost another ball, and another ball is brought back for the line out to resume. Scruffy line out there, but Leeds do retain possession. But it's out for another line out, and Lancaster ball this time. It's a penalty. Penalty to Lancaster there. I think must have been a bit of a back chat, and the crowd have enjoyed that one a lot. As McDonald will look to find the corner and set up another very attacking line out for the Lynx. McDonald successfully finds the corner, as it will be a 5-metre line out for Lancaster. Or will it? No, it's a 22 dropout, my apologies. In fact, we've even been brought back for a scrum from the original position. Lead scrum. Kirkby in hand, ball in hand. Ball at the back for Leeds to use. They go attack down the blind side. Popped inside, and the wingers set off. Tries a little chip over the top, but Nelson takes confidently, and he calls the mark. As Nelson puts boot to ball. Referee just having a word with one of the Leeds players there. And the mark will be reset. Nelson ball in hand again. Again, this time though, keeps it in field. Redfern with a mistake there under the high ball, as Lancaster aim to regain possession. Middle of the field on the 10-metre line. Spetch finds his centre, and he's a bit exposed there, but his pack come to support him, Another forward carry there by Bolt. Spetch looks out left to Marshall. Marshall now grounded. Spetch again the other way to the hooker, Ringer. Lancaster being able to hold the ball for a while at the moment. Not they've been able to do that so far. So confidence boosting a few phases here. Again with the hooker brought down. Spetch with the ball. Finds Lawrence Fuller, but is met with a confident hit. McDonald ships it out wide, and 12's caught in possession, and it's another knock-on. Leeds regain possession. Ball slows down for a moment as the man in the pocket tries to run himself out of danger. Lancaster steal it. Leeds take it back. And another handling error on the floor. Leeds knock on. Good scrummaging position for Lancaster.
Another costly handling error for Leeds. Could be dangerous. So we're just going to take a quick break as some water is run on. Looks like there'll be an early replacement for Leeds just before the half as Marshall exits with a head injury, and on comes Shepherd to replace him at outside centre. As the Lancaster scrum goes down on the far side, just outside the Leeds 5 metre line. So be Spetch to feed the scrum just before half time here. Scrum wheels again, it's picked up at the back by Lowndes. He heads towards the try line. A couple of high shots from Leeds, not able to get him down before he's 2 metres away. A good attacking line from Bolt, the outside, open side flanker, as they edge towards the line. Spetch asks for more from his forwards. It's going to be a direct pick-up, and Leeds do well to force him back 5 yards, and looks like they could have turned it over here. And it's going to be a Leeds penalty. They're going to get out of here without any damage to the 7-point lead. Lax there from Lancaster. The first time they've really got close to crossing the Leeds try line, and a couple of phases driven backwards and ultimately giving away a penalty and giving Leeds a good chance to clear their own lines. So it's going to be Callaghan to find touch, and he does so still well inside the Leeds half, but does allow for some breathing room. So just waiting for a ball to come back from over the fence, so we seem to be ready to play on. Alberto to find the jumper at the back, not quite, and there's a little knock on at the back there. It's going to give Lancaster a bit of free ball here, as the Leeds pack do well just to quell any instant danger. Giving Spetch a chance to unleash his forwards down the far side. Spetch finding Lawrence Fuller. Lancaster pack drive forward. Some forwards in the back line there, slowing down the play as Marshall kicks over the top, and it could run too far dead, and it will do. And that will bring us to the end of the first half. Half-time score of 7-0 to the visiting Leeds side. A Welton try converted by Joyce just over the 20-minute mark is the only score of the game so far. Henry, thoughts on the first half there? A couple of scrappy errors, and ultimately Leeds the only side to get on the board.
Yeah, I mean, Lancaster not really being cutthroat in attack. They've had quite a few good attacking positions with line-outs and scrums centre field, but not really being able to utilise what they've had on offer, unfortunately. Leeds did get through their only chance really near the line, apart from the missed kick at goal. Really took their one chance where they had a really good attacking position, and ultimately are deserved to be in the lead. Seems to be much of a to and fro game in the played between the 22s as so far. Lots of scrummaging, lots of line outs, not what you'd really be expecting. Conditions aren't dreadful. Its temperature has dropped quite significantly in this half, which may mean the handling may lack a bit out wide, but nothing to be too concerned about conditions wise. Not windy at all to really affect a kicking game. So it'll be interesting to see how a half-time team talk can change the Lancaster fortunes in this game. Obviously with the quarter-final, winner takes all in this game, so both sides will be looking definitely to come out and try and blow the other side away in the early few minutes. Taken forward by the hooker Ringer with the ball. Another counter ruck coming through by Leeds, but Lancaster managed to just about secure the ball. Spetch out to his pack, and his lock is met by a big hit from the Leeds player. McDonald, crossfield kick, trying to find his winger on the outside. Unfortunately misses it and tries to source out his error, but is unable to do so initially. Kirkby, ball. No advantage seen by the referee there, and it's brought back for the knock-on by Birch, the winger, from the crossfield kick. Kirkby feeds the set scrum. The ball's being kept back by the number 8 Welton as the scrum gains yards over the halfway line now, and a penalty. Good work by the Leeds pack there, and ultimately given the reward of a penalty. Callahan jogs over again to find the touchline. Time off though for a slight injury here to one of the Lancaster players.
Just under 5 minutes gone in this second half. Leeds still leading by 7 points to 0. Welton try and Joyce conversion is the only scores to date. We've got Finn set to join the action in place of Dennis Soto, who's going to come off and receive some treatment by the looks of it. A place in the semi-finals at stake here for both sides, and a trip to Northumbria University second team after they beat Sheffield Hallam first by a score of 43-31 this afternoon. Match will take place on the 20th of February as Leeds have a line out just inside the Lancaster 22. It's well claimed there in the second row.
Brought forward there by Craig Beeston. Again. Nearly broke through there, one of the forwards. And again, through the hands. Kirkby to Joyce. Joyce gets held up though. Kirkby again. Goes right, and another handling error. Leeds keeping possession. Lancaster now back in possession. Penalty advantage though for offside.
Give Lancaster a little chance just to clear the lines here as they're struggling to get out. As MacDonald is going to look to find touch down the far side, and does so just about 15 metres from the halfway line. As Lancaster set up for a line out. Leeds' route to get to this stage of the cup competition, 53-7 win over Edge Hill in the first round, and then a walkover against York St John's has left them in the quarter-final spot as Lancaster line-out functions well off the top, and a little drive forward towards their own 10-metre line as they look to break their duck and get themselves on the scoreboard. Spetch ups to the skies, nice box kick and a good chasing line from Lancaster, forces a little handling error. The referee judges it to go backwards, and Leeds will set up here just inside their own territory.
Joyce elects to kick deep and taken by Birch, the winger. Looks gone out. Just past the 10-metre line, about halfway through the 10-metre line and the halfway line, and it will be a line out to Leeds.
Apologies for any foul language you might have picked up there from the Leeds winger. as Alberto is going to feed the line out. Leeds going for 5 at the line here. It's Sharp that they threw to, but Lancaster disrupt the line out, and it's going to be a knock on, and then it's being played offside on the ground by Finn, as there's a quick tap taken by Kirkby, the scrum half. Atwell picks up off the back of the ruck as Kirkby's back on his feet to find his backs. A good tackle and line speed there from Bolt, the Lancaster open side. It just stems the tide for the time being as Kirkby looks to use Alberto down this left-hand side. Another strong tackle, but not before Alberto had gained the gain line, as Kirkby sniping around the edge of the ruck, as Woodley is going to force his way inside the 22 as Welton flicks one out the back door, and Leeds continue to press down this left-hand side. Kirkby marshalling his troops leads them towards the 5-metre line. It's a bit scrappy. The ball is slow to come back, but it's there for Kirkby now. Snipes round and there's a little look to see if there's anywhere he can go himself before Langford barges towards the try line. It's Lancaster under the pump here. It's trailing by 7. Can't really afford to concede another try here. Leeds snipe round the outside. Pick up after pick up. Forward after forward. Kirkby marshalling his troops, ordering the ball back now. Commands it. And brings it away to Welton. Welton, still no look. It's good Lancaster defence as Leeds look to drive through the middle of the ruck, and it's going to be a ball on the ground and not quite coming back, with Leeds going forwards. And once again, we'll have another scrum.
Yeah, each team seems to like a scrum here. Early pressure in this half, very much going with the lead side. Lancaster under the cosh did well to keep out wave after wave of Leeds forwards, picking and driving. But they do have the ball on the 5-metre line. Kirkby, ball in hand, will be looking definitely for another try here for the Leeds side. The scrum, wheels again, another reset. As the Leeds pack is really trying to exert their dominance in this game now. Had a few changes at half-time. Sharp has now joined the pack, number 20. And in the backs, number 21, Shepherd, is on at outside centre. Kirkby taps his forwards, puts the ball into the scrum. Number 8 Welton spins from the scrum. Taken forward, but a handling error, a knock on, and it will be a Lancaster scrum.
Good pressure again from Lancaster there to get away without any further blemish to their copybook. So Leeds leading by 7 points in this Northern Conference Plate quarter-final. Lancaster's route to get to the quarter-final stage was a bye in the first round, the round of 16, and then a 53 points to 0 victory at home against Leeds University thirds. Saw them gain a quarter-final berth. Currently sat third in Northern Division 2A, 4 wins and 3 defeats so far this season. As it's going to be Spetch to feed his own scrum 10 yards out from his own try line. Leeds have turned that one over and stolen that one against the head, but yet again a little handling error from Leeds will give McDonald a chance to clear, and he does so, kicks to the empty space on the far side. So well controlled by Cecil. So he uses his winger to bring it back in field. Again scrappy on the floor, but the referee judges it to go backwards initially, but then a second little error has cost Leeds possession, and we'll have yet again a Lancaster scrum.
These scrums really hindering both teams' forward momentum at the moment. Lancaster have really been pinned in their own half for the last 5 or so minutes, trying to get out with the McDonald kick, but obviously now have a scrum. Free kick, an early engagement, and tapped at the back by Lancaster's number 8. Shipped on to their flanker, Spetch. Brings it right.
Good possession here. There's a nice, good tight lines run by Marshall there, found by Spetch as Lancaster cross the gain line once again. Slight backward pass, the wind taking a little effect there as Reynolds looks to hoist it, but it's taken well by Kirkby, the scrum half. But once again, a little knock on gives Lancaster a good field possession to attack from here. McDonald looks to kick through as it's blocked and charged down, but it bounces favourably back into a pair of Lancaster arms. Nice little dancing step from Reynolds there to evade his man. As Lancaster inside Leeds territory, but it's going to be a Lancaster penalty for a side entry. Coming in through the side there, the second row, Woodley has been penalised there. And we're going to take a little time out as Ringer is down on her knees, just kind of have a little bit of treatment from his coach. The cold and the breeze taking a little effect here, Henry.
Definitely so, yes. The cold definitely coming into play for the handling errors, because its ball is not slippy at all, so a few cold pairs of hands out there forcing a few handling errors. Lancaster hooker looks to be okay now. Play will continue with McDonald ball in hand, most likely looking to find the corner here and set up an attacking line out. Time's back on. McDonald puts boot to ball, finds the corner halfway between the try line and the 22. How Lancaster would love to get a try right about now, leave them enough time to then go on and win the game.
It's going to be Ringer to feed the line out. Comes to his jumper bolt at the back, but as we were mentioning, the breeze and the cold conditions, we haven't seen too many lineouts go astray this evening, but that one was crooked. And Leeds are going to opt for the scrum. Unsurprisingly so, the dominance Leeds have found at the scrum so far. Seems to be a change at the Leeds scrum half. Shepherd moving inside to 9. It's once again taking a little bit of time just to get set up for this scrum. So we reset once again. As the referee gives us the all clear to continue, Shepherd is going to feed the scrum. An initial push from Lancaster, and they've stolen that one against the head as he looks to use his back. Spetch finds McDonald, breaks through the first tackle but is gobbled up by the second. Just 10 yards out from the Leeds try line. Ringer, the hooker, now driving inside the Leeds 22. Lancaster taking the ball, stood still there. It's a good strong tackle from the Leeds forwards, but Lancaster are able to get the ball down. Are they? No, they're not. The referee has adjudged the ball was not coming back there. Good defence there from the Leeds forwards to hold that one up just long enough and then get the man to fall facing the wrong way, giving him no chance to get the ball back to his onrushing supporters. And once again, Henry, another scrum.
Yeah, another scrum. I think the forwards will be sick of having to scrummage so far, but an advantage here for Leeds that we did not have in the first half. There is now picked up a bit of a breeze from right to left on the pitch, which will aid the distance of the kicker. As the replacement, Shepherd feeds the scrum, comes out sideways, but it will be reset. The Leeds pack far more vocal than the home pack in Lancaster. Seem very up for another scrum after countless they've had so far. As Shepherd feeds the scrum again, this time successfully. But Spetch is on him in a flash, and he seems to be held up in possession, but he's managed to get himself down. The forwards for Leeds pick and go. Good carry by Welton there. Leeds still in possession, taken in there by Alberto. As Shepherd has the ball at the back. Box kick, but it's partially deflected as Leeds may be in here. The replacement inside. Shepherd has followed up his own box kick and he's under the posts. Another score for Leeds, and Lancaster not happy about that one at all. Miscommunication between the full-back and winger, and they've ultimately cost Nelson and Birch. Unfortunately miscommunicated, and it's cost them with another 5 points.
Complaints from the Lancaster players. There's a suspicion of a forward pass in there, and it's the complaints have seen Nelson sin bin, so he's going to serve 10 minutes in the bin. And Lancaster now trailing by 12 with a man down. Make that 14 as Joyce adds the extras. It's a 14-point game. McDonald's going to get us back underway here with the home side trailing by 14 now with the real work to do. taken in well by the Leeds forwards. It's Alberto there on the ground. It's there for a strong break through the Lancaster defensive line, but Lancaster are back and able to get a penalty. The lone attacker was left all on his own. The support wouldn't get there quick enough, and they cost themselves a holding on penalty. Here's MacDonald's going to look to set another attacking platform from which Lancaster need to score now. Another line out just inside the Leeds 22. Ringer to throw in the line out. It's going to be a Lancaster free kick there, closing the tunnel, I think. Yeah, Lancaster free kick 15 metres in from the touch and about the same distance from the try line as it's taken quickly there. As Lancaster look to get on the board here. Needs must now, as it's there for Spetch on the ground, using his forwards to the left hand side of the posts. Once again, good defensive line speed from the Leeds boys. As it's a flat from Spetch to his hooker, Ringer. He's able to get to ground and presents it once again for his forwards. As Leeds are there, in over the ball fast, but not quite fast enough to create the turnover. As the Lancaster forward pack drive towards the shadow of the posts. 10 metres out from the Leeds try line as Spetch brings it wide to the left, and as Reynolds is gobbled up by the onrushing Leeds defenders. And the ball's sprung out there on the right hand side as the box kick goes very vertically upwards, and it's going to be a penalty for offside, I think. Be a Lancaster penalty, but 3 points is really not good enough at this moment. This is the breeze picks up once again. It's going to leave MacDonald to question whether he looks to go to the corner, and they are going to go to the corner. It's going to be a Lancaster line out on the Leeds 5 metre line. Really need a try now.
Yeah, this is the time now really to get back in the game. Probably only about 20-25 minutes now left in this game. Leeds really managed to keep Lancaster out so far, but if Lancaster keep on getting penalties in these good positions, you think it's going to be only a matter of time before they do eventually score. But Leeds do manage to regain possession with Shepherd as he elects to box kick, and a good one at that. Finds touch halfway through the Leeds half. Again, the ball will be back in Lancaster hands though. Ringer had a lot of action so far with the many lineouts and scrummages that he's had to complete, but seems to be coping so far, as he again successfully finds his lock. Spetch to MacDonald, and that's a huge hit in midfield. Great hit by the Leeds player. Lancaster still in possession though. Spetch again comes right. Spetch goes the other way and tries to stick a little cheeky kick through, but it's punted on the ground. Back to Birch, as Birch looks to jig his way out of his own 22, but is forced into touch, and Leeds will have an attacking line out now. Gunningham will enter the fray now, and so will Belton. for Alberto.
Yeah, I was like, oh, fuck that. The left hand was like,
Run himself a good shift there, Alberto. Run the ball well, scrummaged well, and the line out's been tidy in the most part for the visiting side, as Leeds look to move this game beyond doubt. So they're driving towards the Lancaster line. Shepherd using his forwards, and there's a little infringement. I think it's just going to be a little forward pass. Otherwise it would have been a 19-point lead. Body language not great from the Lancaster boys at the moment. They're feeling a bit down and out, feeling a bit sorry for themselves. But they will have a scrum just on the outside their own 5-metre line, with the chance to come away from their own line and see if they can find some points this evening. As the Leeds coach just in front of us is looking to ring the changes, bring on some fresh legs to close out this one. Once again, another strong scrum from the travelling pack. Lancaster are able to just deal with it and get the ball to ground in play. Spetch is going to look to box kick and does so well, gets it off the park. Will remain just inside their own 22, but all things considered, not a bad little kick, as Leeds look to go quickly, but the referee judges the line was already formed, and it's going to give the Leeds coach a chance to ring a couple of changes.
Those subs, Greg, unfortunately will be coming next play, but Leeds will have to cope with the players they've got on the park at the moment. And you say the boys in green definitely doing a lot better than the boys in red so far, looking more energetic, ball carrying and tackling. As Leeds set up with 2 wide men in Callahan and Cecil quite close to each other. However, Cecil walks back inside. The Leeds line out 1. Jinked back in by Shepherd. Shepherd's forwards arrive. Clear out the ruck there. Leeds still in possession, picking and driving here. Pick and drive mentality continues here with Leeds, gaining metres as Leeds look to ship it out to the right hand side. Back to the 10, Joyce. Shepherd searching for the ball, but it's been turned over by Lancaster. Good turnover, good place to win the ball back. As Lancaster looks to secure the ball at the back of the ruck. Ringer taking the ball up. Done a lot of work today, still carrying on. And there's a big hit comes in there from Craig Beeston. But a penalty conceded. Lancaster ball, and the wind really starting to have a bit of a say in this game now. But time is stopped as 2 Lancaster players are down on the floor. Lancaster still really not managing to get a foothold in the game, Greg, so far, are they?
No, it's a testament to the strength that Leeds have had up front, dominating the game both in the scrum and in the forward play in the loose.
and it has been tough going for the home fans. This game draws towards its close. It's looking ever more likely that it will be Leeds travelling to Northumbria 2s. Leeds, tough start to the season with a 69-12 defeat to Northumbria 2s, but did do better last time out against them at home, only losing by a score of 5-12. As Lancaster come back out ready for this penalty, and they're going to tap and go, is MacDonald, who finds his forwards, and it's spilt and it's loose, and Leeds will turn the ball over again. Well, Lancaster have the ball back and seem to be playing a Lancaster advantage. As MacDonald clears, it's hung up well. It's well claimed by Leeds. As they look to enter Lancaster territory once again. Leeds controlling the play again, a nice smart handoff. But the Lancaster forwards over the ball well and in before the Leeds player could release. MacDonald looks to use his backs, but it's good line speed to quell any chance. As Birch looks to try and dance his way around, but he's well shepherded out, using the touchline as his defender. And it will be a Leeds line out. It's been a tough day for the Lancaster backs, not much chance to get running with the ball in hand. Well marshalled by the Leeds back line. As the Leeds line out is collected well, and the ball's back for the backs.
Shepherd trying to hold on to the ball there, but Shepherd ships it to his 10, Joyce, who tries a ball out wide, but it's now in the hands of Cecil. Cecil advances forward, still not brought down. Shepherd again finds his flanker, but another knock on, and back in possession of Lancaster. And it's shipped out wide to the winger, Nelson. As Lancaster look to use their forwards to gain themselves some much needed field territory as a jink from their fly half MacDonald, but it's turned over. And another handling error there. Possession back with Leeds. It's all getting a bit scrappy now on the floor. And another knock on. Scrum with the way of Lancaster. But back chat has resulted in a penalty for Lancaster on the 10-metre line.
He really is taking no prisoners, this referee, stamping his authority on the game. As MacDonald kicks successfully into the corner, and Lancaster will have a line out 10 metres out from the Leeds try line. See if Lancaster can take advantage of the ill discipline from the Leeds backs. The line out is well collected and the maul sets up. The first time we've really seen Lancaster given chance to use the maul. It's to McDonald. On rushing Lamb. It's a good line, but he's tackled well by the green wall of resistance that is the Leeds back line. As the ball goes backwards. But Lancaster a little line break, but the handoff is only found to the hands of a green player. And the kick clears Leeds line. And we'll be back into Lancaster territory. It'll be Ringer again to find his jumpers in the line out. As the Lancaster pack gets set up. 4 men in the line. Spetch uses his fly half McDonald, who finds a runner in midfield. One of the forwards. And it's Morgan with a clear breakthrough and a line break, and he's going to get in here on the far side unless there's a good saving tackle. However, it's going to be too late. He's over the try line, and Morgan, an excellent break of 40 metres or more. And impressive from the replacement forward.
Definite best try of the game so far by some way, and that's really given the Lancaster boys some energy to get back in this game, especially if they manage to slot the conversion here. Very good break from almost in his own half from the replacement forward there. Great try. As McDonald will here look to add the extras. Currently Leeds 14, the away team, beating the home team Lancaster, who are 5 points. As McDonald here sets himself for what could be a crucial kick. Looks good. And straight through the posts. Lancaster 7, Leeds 14. And that's really lifted all the Lancaster boys out here. Lancaster still got time to get this back into this game, obviously. 74th minute try, so 6 minutes and then whatever's minutes will be in the last play. Try scored there by Mr. Morgan. As Leeds will look to follow this kick-off up well. Goes long. Spetch collects. And it's run forward by the replacement. As Leeds look to try and hold the man up, but are unsuccessful, but it's a turnover to Leeds. Leeds will be looking to most likely score here. Potential drop goal maybe, Greg, could we see here?
Would probably seal the deal for the travelling side. However, in the bit of the wind conditions, I'm not sure whether they'd be looking to risk it. But it would always be good for the spectacle, good entertainment. As the scrum comes back on the Leeds side, as they look to bury the way forwards. Shepherd using his forward and jinks inside, evades one tackler but is caught by the second, and it's there for the Leeds pack to drive slowly towards the Lancaster try line. Using to the left and to the right of the ruck. It's messy now on the ground, and Lancaster look to have turned it over. It will be a turnover ball as Lancaster look to drive back away from their own try line. Pick and go. It's McDonald in there on the floor, the fly half, as the box kick from Spetch goes high into the night sky and is collected well by Birch, who's had very little to do on this right wing this evening. As he's down to the ground and finds Spetch, who finds Ringer in midfield, who another breaks the gain line again. As Lancaster look to drive forward, Spetch comes to McDonald, who gets his head down and looks inside, finds Spetch again. And there's another forward, drives forward with Lamb inside Lancaster territory just. As Spetch finds a forward in the back line as he drives forward. They're unable to get into Leeds territory, and it's loose and it's untidy from the Lancaster forwards on the floor, and it's kicked away by Leeds. However, it's going to run too deep. It's run too deep, and it's going to be a scrum just inside Lancaster territory. It wasn't touched. The box kick ran dead into the far side, far end, and a mistake there from the Leeds 9. As Lancaster have good chance, good platform. And once again, another scrum. It's going to be Spetch to feed the scrum once again. Solid scrum just inside Lancaster territory. It's picked up at the back. And the first time we can see the Lancaster backline get a run at the Leeds defence. It's Nelson, tackled well, who gets its offload to Lowndes. It's set there for the Lancaster forwards. As we head towards the final play of the match, Spetch commanding his forwards. Uses Morgan in midfield. Spetch coming back to this near side, the right, with Birch the right wing. Shepherded towards the touchline, but does well to get it away to find Morgan. Spetch again using his forwards as Lyle, the second row, carries towards the Leeds 10-metre line. Spetch gives it towards his backs as it comes inside. It's the replacement forward looking for an offload, but Lancaster are able to get down and recycle the ball. More attack from the Lancaster forwards, driving inside the 22. That's Finn, the tight head replacement. Reynolds, the stray pass goes awry, but it's well collected by Peters there on the far side. Lancaster again able to recycle and drive inside into the centre field. Spetch picks up cleanly from the back and uses Lyle, the second row. His big handoff goes down. And it's still a Lancaster ball there, somehow just on the ground. Good work by the forwards to keep that one back. A couple of hospital passes there, not helping his teammates out, but Lancaster once again have fallen on the ball. But the impetus has been lost by the home side, who still have the ball, down 7. As Spetch using his forward pack to great effect once again. But there's an offside penalty, and Leeds, it's a penalty for holding on, and that all but seals it. And off goes the ball, and there is the final whistle. The away side have taken this one 14 points to 7. Shepherd's try early in the second half proving to be the deciding factor. A resilient effort from Lancaster there right at the end to nearly get close within the Leeds 22, but ultimately it wasn't to be. A scrappy game marred by quite a few handling errors. Thoughts on the match, Henry?
Definitely thought Leeds deserved the victory there. It obviously definitely highlighted there the main aspect of this game was unfortunately the handling errors. Very scrappy, not really free-flowing rugby for either side. It was more of a game that resulted at the end with a wave of Lancaster resilience trying to pick and drive around the edge of the rucks, and unfortunately the common theme of the night took them down with a handling error that eventually enabled Leeds to get the ball off the park and seal the victory in the end. So, as Greg said before, Leeds will be travelling up to Northumbria to play the semi-final of this cup game.
Semi-final matchup against Northumbria Seconds. That will take place on the 20th of February. Northumbria hold the edge in that one with 2 league victories already against the Leeds side this year. 69-12 and a 5 points to 12 at Leeds. Disappointment for Lancaster though, who go out of the competition at the quarter-final stage. Sat in 3rd position with 18 points, but quite a long way off the top spot for any chance to go up this year.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Obviously, they good position in the table, but quite a way off. Really challenging for the title quite halfway through the season. So unfortunately, that's their chances really gone of achieving great success this season. But they can hold their heads up high, because at the end they really gave it a good go after being 14-0 down and coming back, scoring the try, and then trying to score at the end. So, you know, you can't take it away from the side, but Leeds at the end did really just outplay them and enjoying a little post-match dance here.
Well, and that all but concludes our coverage of this Northern Plate quarter-final, with the final score Lancaster firsts 7, University of Leeds Seconds 14.
Another scrum, reoccurring theme of the first half, coming back into play.